Good evening. This regular meeting of November 8th, 2021 of the Dubuque Community School District Board of Education is called to order. Our mission is to develop world-class learners and citizens of character in a safe and inclusive learning community. Roll call, please.
Barton.
Here.
Bradley.
Here.
Parks.
Here.
Prohaska.
Here.
Ryan.
Here.
Sansi.
Here.
Whitman.
Here. And we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance.
I
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I move the Board of Education approve the agenda as submitted.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the agenda as submitted. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries.
I move that the Board of Education approve the minutes of the regular meeting on October 11th and the strategic plan update session October 25th, 2021 as submitted.
Second. It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve the minutes of the regular meeting on October 11th and the strategic plan update session on October 25th, 2021 as submitted. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. And we are going to be talking about our $16 million, we have a proposal here for a $16 million school infrastructure sales, service, and use tax revenue bonds. So I will start. If there's anybody in the audience that would like to comment on this bond hearing that we are going to be having, can do so at this time to come up and talk about the bond. I don't see anybody here to talk about that, so we can move on with the motion.
Go ahead.
I move that the Board of Education adopt a resolution supporting the proposed issuance of approximately $16 million school infrastructure sales services and use tax revenue bonds.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education adopt a resolution supporting the proposed issuance of approximately $16 million school infrastructure sales, services, and use tax revenue bonds. Is there any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Bradley.
Aye.
Parks.
Aye.
Prohaska.
Aye.
Ryan.
Aye.
Sansi.
Aye.
Whitman.
Aye.
Barton.
Aye.
And that motion carries. And that takes us to board salutes, and I do believe there are some out there. Mr. Sansi.
Yep, this past Saturday there was a neighborhood cleanup at the Convivium, and I want to give a huge shout out to some of our teachers that participated in that cleanup at the Convivium. We had teachers at Fulton Elementary, Kennedy, and also the ALC, so it's real good to see our teachers out in the community cleaning up the neighborhood. So big shout outs to all those teachers who came out.
Great, thank you. Mr. Prohaska, do you have one?
Yep. With another school board election now completed, we give a board salute to the Dubuque League of Women Voters, a nonpartisan group that has been committed to hosting school board candidate forums for many years. The league organizes candidate schedules, collects questions, and moderates the forum with the sole purpose of creating an informed electorate by giving voters an opportunity to hear from the candidates on issues impacting schools. Thank you to Jean Cheever, the event's primary organizer, and other members of the league for their dedication to encouraging the informed, active participation in government. I'd like to add, if I could here, under board salutes, congratulations to our new board member, Katie Jones, who's present. Congratulations to Anderson. Congratulations to Nancy.
Thanks.
And
congratulations to you.
yeah, well, thank you. I'm sure we all look forward to working with everybody again. Mm-hmm. It was encouraging to see this time that we had a high interest in coming on the school board. That shows that there's an interest in the general public, and goes to show that there's many people that care about kids in this town. And so this was a great example. So thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Whitman?
I have a board salute. The state cross-country meet just took place over a week ago, and Dubuque was represented very well. A big congratulations to the Hempstead girls cross-country team for winning their first ever 4A championship. In addition to the team title, 4 runners from our high schools earned individual cross-country medal honors. Keely Lightson from Hempstead, who placed 5th. Julia Gale from Hempstead, who placed 6th. Leah Klapatosis from Senior, who placed 15th. And Derek Leicht from Hempstead, who placed 15th as well. We're very proud of these teams and how they represented Dubuque.
Great, thank you. Do you have one?
I
Yes.
do have, thank you. You know, as board candidates, we get to speak to a lot of different groups and talk with various groups. One of the things that occurred to me as we met with the variety of different groups was how interested Dubuque is in education. And I'll say publicly what I've said to various groups. I feel fortunate to be in a part of a community where education is valued and where the educational process and the educational school system is supported by the community. So building on what you're saying, Mr. Prohaska, my board salute hooks in with that in terms of the community partnerships that we're seeing now being created, where we're able to help students get a view into the varied career options that are in front of them. And perhaps at some time, the community will be able to learn more about those specific programs, but more and more, we're able to get our high school students out into the workforce to see the world of work, to see the kinds of opportunities that lie ahead for them, whether they seek to do further schooling after high school or they don't. The opportunity to view those jobs is a wonderful thing. So this board salute is a part of that, to thank all of our partners who continue to support the district's work along that line to get our students to look at varied career options. This particular board salute goes to the opportunity that helps our teachers better understand these opportunities, and so their interactions with students as they explore careers, the students are stronger. So this includes the district and Keystone AEA offering a new professional learning class for teachers called Connecting to Careers. And a part of that class is that our partners at Hormel and Progressive Processing opened their facility for a staff tour, and the company's leadership team dedicated their time to providing an outstanding tour of the Hormel Progressive Processing facility and opportunities for our students to go into that facility and to see the world of work that lies inside of that. These kinds of partnerships will only strengthen our work to prepare our students for their futures, and we're thankful to Hormel and Progressive Processing for partnering with us in this work. Many
Great.
thanks.
Thank you very much. Did I miss anyone? All right.
I move the Board of Education suspend the rules of order and go into open forum.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education suspend the rules of order and go into open forum. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Any persons wishing to address the board can do so at this time.
I move the Board of Education.
Wait.
Oh, I'm
Oh, yes,
sorry,
please,
I'm
come on up.
sorry. Come on up.
Yep, that's the podium over there. State your name and your affiliation with the district in 3 minutes.
All right. My name's Amy Carley. I'm a parent. I don't think this is on topic for tonight, but I wanted to bring something to the attention of the board and parents. Social studies curriculum, Stan's aware of, for 7th graders, and some disturbing content in that curriculum that you guys approved. So the 7th grade social studies curriculum, the previous topic was terrorism. Students learned about terrorism, heavy topic for 12 and 13-year-olds. In the curriculum, my 12-year-old had to learn words like xenophobia, white extremist, or white extremism, the definition of white extremism. White extremism is an umbrella term that includes white nationalist, white supremacist, neo-Nazi, xenophobic, anti-Muslim, anti-Semitic. In this, it says white extremists, increasing number of white attacks by white extremists. I'm not a public speaker.
You're fine.
You're doing fine.
My daughter had to learn what a conspiracy theory was, suicide bombers, had to go over 3 different crises of terrorist attacks, including a cyber attack that included exploding oil distribution centers. She had to learn about the potential of a smallpox outbreak. She had to learn about a potential situation where there's a chemical weapons threat. She's 12. Also in the curriculum, Islamophobia she had to learn about, identifying violent anti-government extremists in the United States. She had to learn about a situation where there was a plot to detonate liquid explosives on airplanes, a situation where a man was prevented from setting off a bomb in his shoe, a bomb in his underwear. There is talk about what is jihad, ISIS, Boko Haram, Al-Shabaab, how do terrorist groups use social media, nuclear terrorist attacks, and then a whole description of foreign and domestic terrorist plots that mention white extremists numerous times. And there's a blurb, statistics show the number of anti-government militia groups in the United States has spiked. This rise has coincided with a sharp increase in the number of white extremist domestic terrorists, plots, and attacks aimed at police officers, judicial officers, healthcare clinics, Jewish, Latino, Black, and Muslim Americans. Talking about another white extremist, Christian terrorists, and on, white extremists.
We
That
are
was-
at 3 minutes.
I'll
If
be
you wanted
back.
to okay. If you want to sum it up really quick.
I just think that it's a very heavy topic. I think that it, especially if you see the current project they're working on human rights, it's definitely a political agenda that's being forced upon our kids that are way too young to even understand what they're being asked to research, including sexual topics. I'll get to that next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else wishing to address the board at this time?
I move the Board of Education reinstate the rules of order and return to regular session.
Second?
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education reinstate the rules of order and return to regular session. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries.
I move that the Board of Education approve those items listed in the consent agenda.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve those items listed in the consent agenda. Are there any items any board members wish to have pulled? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Facilities and support services. Ms. Parks.
All right, so we had a relatively brief meeting last week, though Kevin assures us we will not get to do that in December, so everyone can buckle up for that meeting. Where we got, this past week, we heard a lot of updates about district projects, and there are 2 motions to discuss tonight. So the first is, I move that the Board of Education authorize the district's administration to submit a request to the School Budget Review Committee for a modified supplemental amount of $420,765 for open enrolled out students not included in the district's previous year's certified enrollment count.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education authorize the district's administration to submit a request to the School Budget Review Committee for a modified supplemental amount of $420,765.60 for open enrolled out students not included in the district's previous year's certified enrollment count. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries.
Okay, the second motion, I move that the Board of Education authorize the district's administration to submit a request to the School Budget Review Committee for a modified supplemental amount of $147,430.80 related to English language learning program for students who have exceeded 5 years of waiting that are included on the fall 2021 certified enrollment count.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education authorize the district's administration to submit a request to the School Budget Review Committee for a modified supplemental amount of $147,430.80 related to English language learning program for students who have exceeded 5 years of waiting that are included in the fall 2021 certified enrollment count. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And that motion carries. All right, thank you. And Educational Programs Policy, Mr. Sansey.
Yes, when we met Tuesday, there was a few things that was brought to us. Number one, Ms. Tammy Deere shared that the K through 5 English Language Art Committee is meeting to discuss the new ELA curriculum that supports and meets the Iowa standards and making sure that we're able to educate our children in an equitable manner. We had Ms. Angie Breitbach, who shared 2 new courses that will be offered in 2022 and 23, one in math and one in science. And what's interesting about these 2 new courses, it's student-driven, and so we surveyed the student and asked them, if we offered any type of courses, what would you be interested in? And they wanted to take Applied Math 1 and 2, and for the science, it was environmental courses focused on environmental science, forensic science, and conservation. And so this is super exciting that students are being a part of efforts to make sure that they have a good education experience. We also had Ms. Brenda Duval who came, and she talked about what we're continuing to do to make sure we're meeting the needs of all of our special needs students. Ms. Julie Lang, Director of Digital Literacy, came and she shared what we're doing to make sure we're exposing all of our students, K through 12, to things like coding, robotics. And what was cool is that they're bringing some of our robotics students from the high school level down to the elementary level to make sure it's kind of like that peer-to-student mentoring and exposing kids to robotics. So that's super exciting that we have a variety of different things that's really trying to move all of our students forward. And then we reviewed some policies.
Great, thank you. That takes us now to new business, and we do have a couple items here.
I move the Board of Education authorize the board secretary to cast ballots for Keystone AEA Board of Directors. Sue Ross for District 6 and Nancy Bradley for District 7.
Second.
We're all like,
We all
We want Nancy to do it. Unanimously seconded.
Yeah.
Everybody second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Board of Education authorize the board secretary to cast ballots for Keystone AEA Board of Directors, Sue Ross for District 6 and Nancy Bradley for District 7. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries.
I move that the Board of Education take no further disciplinary action related to students numbers 713213 and numbers 806718 at this time.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education take no further disciplinary action related to students number 713213 and number 806718 at this time. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. And it was a fast agenda this evening, and it takes us to any board member or administrative issues.
I actually have 2 things, if I
Yes.
might. The first is to ask Superintendent Reingans is there any kind of an update you could give us on the district's interest in expanding our testing procedures and protocols with community partnerships?
So a couple things. One, at parent request, we do have the take-home tests available to students and to families. And so my understanding is that timeliness has increased. If there are a handful, I'm looking at Mike, he had, I think, 7 or more drop-off sites. If you drop it off it is expedited, and you usually get those results within 24 to 36 hours. So
That's great.
it is, you know, if a parent is in a position where they don't have maybe other opportunities for testing, we do have the test to give those to families. There is also renewed interest in community providers in providing rapid tests for students, again, at parent request. There's a meeting coming up on Wednesday, so I don't have a lot of data or information to share about that. But as we see a spike happening currently, testing is becoming more of a topic, of course, vaccines as well. So I would kind of transition to that. We did speak, or were on a Zoom call with county emergency management team. They rolled out their vaccination attempt or the vaccination plan, and we volunteered to share that information and have it translated as needed. And I'm sure there'll be other conversations about how parents who choose a vaccine, and we don't know what that number will be, but we'll know where and when and how that can happen. I don't know, my children are older, so I don't know how difficult that is or isn't in the community if you've got a 5 to 11-year-old who you are choosing to vaccinate. I don't know if that's an easy process or not, but that's part of the conversation we're having. So those who want it will have easy access to it.
Right. So the meeting Wednesday will be to look at some of the
Yeah, there's a lot
partnership
of constraints about how a school district can do rapid testing through the state. Are you identified as a lab? There are just some hurdles and some other things. And so again, our intent is it is to make it available for families, primarily who maybe don't have other options, but could be others as well, who want to know quickly whether or not their child is positive for COVID. Obviously, that helps us from a knowledge standpoint for our dashboard and other things, so we can communicate to families what the current situation is. So I'll know a lot more after Wednesday.
Good. That's great.
That's what I know for today.
Good, thank you for that update.
I have a short question, maybe.
You had a second part?
Wait,
another one?
not about that.
Oh, sorry.
Different topic,
Okay.
that's all right.
I have just a short question on, give us a little recap on how things went at Sageville and Hoover.
So Sageville and Hoover are the two schools who have exceeded the 3% positivity rate and were masked for a period of days. We have maybe 10 or 12 families who have requested, either through email or through the form, a mask exemption. At Hoover, I think that number is less than 10. So for the most part, it went fairly smoothly. Those on an exemption were not required to wear masks. Everybody else did. Most of the time, that lasts just a couple of days until the percentages come back down below the 3% threshold. We will likely have some additional ones in the next few days. But I never know. You know, it's day by day, and people go off and people come on. So we'll see. But
Thank you.
My second item is to wish Mr. Barton a happy birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Wonderful
I'm
way.
sure your favorite thing was to have a school board meeting on your birthday.
Well, I had it narrowed down to like go out for dinner with my wife, or maybe hang out with my kids, or come here to a school board meeting and talk about bonds and, you know, that kind of thing. And I couldn't think of anything else I'd rather do than be here.
I
So
understand.
and if people think I don't know how to celebrate a birthday, so I've got school board meeting tonight and cataract surgery tomorrow. So it's just gonna be the next few days are just gonna be, I can't even imagine the joy that comes from, no, this is great. I'm
You
glad.
sure know how to party, huh?
I know how to party. Yeah, no, I'm glad to be here. Thank you, Nancy.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Can still make it to dinner, right?
Yeah, right. But you never know. Things can every now and then at a school board meeting, things can go awry. You're not out of here until you're out of here.
That's a good
Kate.
point, Tom. I've learned that.
If there's anything else,
You got the gavel.
is there anything else? All right, we are adjourned.